For this week's Anime Wednesday, we're just going to be looking at the rest of what I have watched of Hunter x Hunter. Last time we ended it was at the end of the Hunter license arc. And from there, moved along pretty fast to Killua runs off. They don't really explain too well what his motivation was for killing a random guy. Apparently that's just a fine thing to do. Nobody seemed to mind too much, so if they don't mind, I guess I don't mind. So the guys go chasing after him, end up catching up, and doing a little training. One of the big issues I have with the show is the pacing of how things are happening, the time in between these things happening. There's a lot of time skips that they don't explain exactly the amount of time in between them. So that's one weird thing about it. And the random giant power-ups are another thing I have a big issue with, which comes up in the next arc, which is the Heavens Arena tournaments. I believe I have that right. Where at one point they start learning about Nen. The teacher kind of lies to them about what it actually is, and then they run into Scary Clown Guy and have to get past him. They have about 2.5 hours to learn this technique they've never used before. And they learn it in about 5 minutes of being told what it is, and then teacher guy touches them on the back, which is a little weird and kind of dumb. I guess it's comparable to when they were on Planet Namek and Krillin and Gohan got that power up by Guru just touching their head. So I could see some similarities there. Kind of funny now that I think about it. I never really put those two together, but yeah, kind of a similar thing. He's just here, I'm going to touch you. Here, you have extra powers now. Go do whatever. So the Heavens Arena thing, I wasn't a big fan of. The little arc right after the license thing. I think I said that right. I didn't enjoy so much, but what came after that, where they got into the auction house and started actually getting it back into some real fights, I've definitely been enjoying that much. They've been doing a really good job of setting up the episodes in a way that they have an issue in the episode, they kind of resolve the issue, but that creates a new issue, which will resolve in the next episode. So you're like, okay, well, now I need to watch the next episode. It definitely doesn't do a good job of that. I can see how people can really move through this show fast, as I kind of am. I'm over a third of the way through in a little over a week. So that's pretty good for me. So I'm really enjoying this latest arc, even with the crazy power-ups. Kurapika goes from a guy who can barely pass the Hunter exam to essentially the strongest person in the world, at least as far as we've seen, because they keep sending out professionals and all the main guys of the mob, and they all get murdered, but he's able to be stronger than the strongest of the bad guys. Kind of interesting. Not sure where they'll go from here. They have another 100 episodes left, and he's already pretty much the strongest character in the series, so maybe there's just something coming up that I'm not aware of. I'm sure it'll just be but now this guy's the strongest, and now this guy's the strongest, so we just have to keep trying. But yeah, this last arc, I'm not through all the way. They're still kind of going through the auction and all that, so I'm enjoying that quite a bit. I'll just keep watching. It's definitely holding my attention. I was kind of starting to fade there when they were doing the weird in-between storylines and not really doing a whole lot. Kind of felt like filler, which it really wasn't. It did progress the story in a way, so not that bad. Yeah, looking forward to watching some more episodes. I imagine it just keeps getting better and better. It has, I felt, been getting that way, so far been happy with the show, and one I will definitely keep watching.